It's a new dawn, a new day for KBLA Talk 1580, and we're glad you're on this journey with us.
You never turned away, you were right there. And I thank you, thank you.
First things first.
Things first, it's the DU General, Money B. I'ma put you up on the schedule. 6 to 9, 8 weekdays, not 2 and 7. Let's go. We got a lot to talk about, so much to pedal through. Unapologetically progressive. Tune to KBLA 1580 to get the mess. We're your ancestors' favorite radio station. First black on talk radio, left side of the nation. Me and Dominique DiPrima go way back. Smiley making sure the station stays black. Discussing all the issues in our community. We're hosted black and brown and others find unity. So let's talk about it. Maybe we can improve it. Digital underground, always down with the move. So we tune in. The first things first with the queen of Black Talk Radio, Dominique DiPrima. Go sis. Go sis.
First things first.
KBLA Talk 1580. Good morning. Happy Monday. God bless. I'm Dominique DiPrima. The show is First Things First. And my first thing, you know what it is. Giving thanks, giving praises, and asking for blessings from God. Asking for the blessings of the ancestors and the elders. And mic check 1, 2. Okay, so it's a Monday. This is how we do the show on Monday. Hour 1, we look local, left coast, Pacific Ocean. Hour 2, we go national, international, and beyond. In the third hour, we do a deep dive with a hot topic or a person of interest. Third Monday of the month is Messy Monday. And Rosie Milligan is going to be in here to make things real messy as we talk about relationship rules, regulations, and, well, theories, I guess you could say. Starting off the show, though, I feel so very blessed, really literally blessed, to have with me this morning one of our most beloved and progressive pastors in the city of Los Angeles. He is a third-generation pastor. He is also known very much for his activism. I want to say liberation theology. He is the senior pastor of the McCarthy Memorial Church. Social activism and theology, open and accessible to all, is what he talks about. Pastor Edward Anderson, good morning.
Good morning, Dominique. So glad to be on your show this morning, and happy and blessed Monday to all of your listeners this morning.
I just feel better already. You said happy and blessed Monday. I automatically felt better. And I swear I didn't call Pastor Eddie and say we're wearing this exact shade of orange. I swear we did not. We did not text. Nothing like that.
It's divine order. It's divine order.
Well, see, there you go. Mercury's in retrograde, but everything is in divine order. Okay, for all the ones that are having their Monday morning regrets about not going to church this weekend, when can they come and see you?
Every Sunday, 10:45 at McCarthy Memorial Christian Church. We promise uplifting service and one that will transform your situation.
And you notice how specific he is.
10:45.
10:45, not 10:50.
No.
Not 10:30, 10:45.
And I'll have you out by 12:15 the latest. I know it's brunch time.
Out by brunch or football.
Football or WNBA.
In by you had time to sleep in, so you better come cute.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is sort of like Monday morning quarterback. I think a lot of folks wake up and say, man, I should have gone to church. I kind of was having that thought this morning, man, maybe I should have gone to church on Sunday. So there you go, 10:45, McCarthy Memorial Church.
Absolutely.
You ran for mayor and
City Council.
Oh, City Council, right. Mm-hmm. I'm jumping ahead of myself.
Don't put me for the mayor yet.
Not yet. That's coming soon.
I'm not Mandati. No.
Preview. Oh. Okay, no, you ran for City Council, yeah. Mm-hmm. And you, it wasn't something out of the blue. You've been involved with politics and, mm-hmm. As a progressive pastor, really getting in the weeds as far as some of these policies. And we're just how do you see the overview right now? I'm thinking of what's going on with the mayor's office, all the I think unfair criticism she faced around the fires, and now the handling of this migrant situation. How are you feeling?
I think Los Angeles is at a decision point. It can either break and lean more towards a mod or more of kind of like law and order type of regulations in our city, or we can choose to continue to press forward and build a Los Angeles that's inclusive for all. And I think that what we are learning and what we're seeing in this moment is that we're used to having, well, that's not true. In our mind, we have this fantasy of having a single leader who is able to galvanize everyone, do all the policy, and to organize as well, while still holding the city and operating the city together. That's not true. That's not how the city of Los Angeles works. It's 15 council districts. There's still a county controller, so Kenneth Mejia. There's still LA city attorney. It's a collective. It's always been a collective in this city. And I think our mayor, people were like, oh, you wasn't Superwoman? Like, you wasn't going to help us get through this crisis. That being said, I also think that we are living in very unprecedented times. I know we say that all the time in election seasons, but when you think about the confluence of crises that is hitting our city, right? So we was already had a budget deficit, right? We was already talking about
that's true.
Laying off. I think it was like 600 people or something like that.
It started out 1,600, then went down to 16, negotiated down to 16, I think, or 600.
Yeah, it started. So those are like lives. Those are affordability is already families that are hitting us. Affordability has always been a crisis. We haven't been able to keep up with the building in our city. So we already had that, plus homelessness going in. That is the humanitarian crisis of our time. And then you get the fires, which is like, oh, hold up. How do we recover from the fires? And while we are trying to recover from fires, just 6 months in, the president decides to put LA under siege, and the attackers are the government, and they are kidnapping people in mass, disappearing folks in mass in our society, and the people that they are disappearing are the backbone of the city, right? They are the black and brown, and mainly brown right now, without due process. Folks who are the people who are not only your cooks and your janitors and your people who are making your clothes, but they're also your day laborers. They're also moms and grandmas. These are the fabrics of communities in a minority city as well. And so we look at all this, and then you have the protests, and what people also aren't looking at. I mean, we're laying out all the bad news. We bring hope. It's a good sermon. But the other piece that is happening in our city is, so we have all of these issues. We have that happening, and then the response from LAPD collaborating with ICE. I was on the streets. People like, they're not. I mean, maybe now I haven't been on the streets in a week. I was gone, but maybe.
Yeah, I don't think it's been as much protesting.
Yeah, but at the beginning, though, they were collaborating with ICE. How they're collaborating, they were protecting ICE, making sure they were able to do their thing, and then they were the most aggressive by shooting protesters. Yeah. Right? Which, for anyone who's just listening, that's lawsuits, right? We saw it happen in 2020.
That's big money.
And so the city was
so-called non or less lethal. Less lethal means it can kill you, or you might be partly dead.
Yeah, the first couple of weeks of these protests, I think I've stood face to face with the gun of a police officer at least 3 or 4 times. Wow. And they were very ready to shoot. And the minute we turn our backs, they are literally lighting people up. There are horses trampling people in the streets. Those are all lawsuits. The city was already at a deficit. So we have all of those issues. And the question is, the leader that we need, and the leader that we need to continue to have is one that not only understands the harm and the pain of the city, but also is not afraid to be bold in this moment and to lead with progressive policies, because we still have to deal with affordability in our city.
Yeah, well, I think all of that is very true. And I also think back to your, positive sermon. I said last week we're going to start taking a pledge, maybe first hour, to be, multitasking here, to be fearless.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's so easy to shrink right now.
Absolutely.
And try to be quiet and not be noticed and hope that you don't get kidnapped.
Mm-hmm.
Because they have kidnapped several
yeah.
U.S. citizens.
Oh, yeah.
And quite a few Black Haitians
Absolutely.
and others. So, not to mention our Latino listeners.
Mm-hmm.
They're clearly racial profiling.
It's totally racial profiling. They're literally just, oh, you're brown. Oh, you look like you could be from an island. I'm going to pull you over. I'm going to take you. I don't care if you're at a church. I don't care if you're at a stop. I don't care if you're a street vendor. I don't care if you're at school. I don't care if you're at your place of work, doing what you're supposed to be doing, paying your taxes. It doesn't matter. They have been coming, and it's the spirit of fear, right?
Yeah, right.
And I remind folks that God has not given us a spirit of fear, but
Thank
of love,
you.
of power, and of a sound mind. So what does that mean? In this moment, we have to learn how to love one another. Don't allow our silence to be violence. Don't allow our despair to be our destruction. But we have to figure out, how do we love one another in this moment? And then we need to reclaim our power. Right? You have a voice. You deserve to be here. You have worth and value. So maybe you can't go out into the streets with us and march and protest or surround the federal building. But you can write your congressperson, you can write your senator, you can write people that's not even your congressperson, senator, but are from the state of California and are voting for this big, ugly bill and all of its amendments, right? You could do that work. And if you can't do that, at least pray, call and check on one another. Because in this moment, our distance from each other is the amount of distance or the time that we will have for them to seep in and put more fear in. And so don't allow yourself to become distant from one another. Still, at this moment, we need to figure out, how do we weave ourselves together? If we really do believe that we are all a part of an inescapable web of mutuality, then we need to figure out, is our web of our threads strong?
Yeah. And so there you have it. I didn't even have to do it this morning. Pastor Edward Anderson just did it. There's your pledge. I mean, I love what you said. God didn't give us the spirit of fear.
That's right.
And so what are we doing if we're embracing the spirit of fear? We're embracing something ungodly. Ungodly. We don't want that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I rather, and I think about Ida B. Wells, just the spirit of what she said. I'd rather be brave than be somewhere cowering like a dog or a rat. Like, no,
Absolutely.
thank you. That's not how we're going out.
Yeah.
But we're not going out anyway, because I believe we win.
Oh, absolutely. In the end, we win.
Yeah. Ooh. How far is the end?
Oh, we don't know. He said not long, but I don't know. It may seem a little long right now.
800-920-1580. 800-920-1580. That's the number if you want to weigh in. I can't wait to talk to Pastor Edward Anderson about Measure G and how we save Measure J and this sort of, the fail in the LA County Board of Supervisors, what we're going to do about it. And so many other interesting things that are going on. And we're always welcoming you in at 800-920-1580. 800-920-1580. Happy Monday. I'm Dominique DiPrima. Pastor Edward Anderson is here. Miles is on the ones and twos, and you're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
Give people what they want.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we aim to foster enlightening, sustainable, restorative dialogue, and we welcome unapologetically progressive viewpoints that empower fellow citizens. We are now accepting submissions for KBLA Talk 1580 guest editorials like this one.
With the KBLA Talk 1580 guest editorial, I'm Martin Gordon, chair of the Pasadena Community Coalition. Recently, I listened to a Tavis Smiley Show conversation with James Farr. James said something that caught me off guard. Black out there. Adina is gone. My community is being murdered. I said murdered.
All you have to do is go to our website homepage at KBLA1580.com and click on the icon that says KBLA Guest Editorials to learn more about our editorial standards and content submission guidelines. As long as the topic aligns with our mission, we are happy to review your submission and consider it for broadcast. We can't make any promises, but we want to amplify progressive perspectives that are community-focused and solution-oriented. So, go to KBLA1580.com right now to download all the information you need about our guest editorials. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So, I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-729-7070. That's 1-800-729-7070. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-729-7070. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Hey man, hey, what's up? What's that station you listening to? Oh man, you don't know? That's Talk Radio, KBLA 1580 AM. Check it out. 1580 KBLA AM. 1580 Talk Radio. Progressive.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we're celebrating our 4th anniversary, and this track right here is the gift one of our devoted listeners presented to us.
Where you get some information, get a true education, just to know. Ooh, yeah. 1580.
How cool is that? Having a member of our KBLA delegation write us a song. Stop it! Our listeners love us, and there ain't nothing we can do about it. Wouldn't want to. Thanks to Cardell and everybody else for turning on KBLA Talk 1580. We love you right black.
Your ancestors' favorite radio station, and your favorite morning show host. Let's get back to Dominique DiPrima right now.
Waking Up Blessed with Pastor Edward Anderson of McCarthy Memorial Church. Senior pastor, yes, he's a very young man, and yes, he's been preaching for a minute.
Yeah, this is my 13th year preaching, 10th year pastoring McCarthy.
And you're barely over 30.
I'm mid-30s. Okay,
mid-30s. So you've been pastoring since you were like 20. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so much to ask about. You went down south. You spent some time out of town.
Yeah, I went on a little pilgrimage. So we had a family reunion with my dad's side of the family, my dad's father's side of the family, and my dad's side, they are Geechee. So we went down to South Georgia and got really in touch with our roots.
Okay, so you have a history of rebellion in your family.
We do.
It goes back, if it's Geechee Gullah, it goes all the way back to touching down here.
Yeah, my we
in the not motherland, in the fatherland.
Yeah, in this American project. Right. And what was special about this trip was that my family went down to the plantation that my great-great-great-grandfather and grandmother were enslaved on. And I like to say it like that just so people can realize that it's not that far ago.
Right.
Because people always act like, oh, slavery, that was like hundreds. No,
Yeah.
like it's 3 generations. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, I have a picture on my shelf at home of my great who was enslaved.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was freed as a teenager.
Yeah.
Like 1860, whatever.
Absolutely.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. And so we went down and we went to the plantation. I mean, we're Geechee folks, so they were rice farmers, coming from Sierra Leone. And so that was a very emotional moment.
Yeah, I mean, it's the plantation your ancestors were enslaved on. That's crazy.
It's crazy, and here's the crazy part, Dominique, that the owner of the plantation, when slavery was abolished, fled and went to California. And he became the first and the fourth president of the UC system in California, and co-founded the Sierra Club.
What?
So we talk about, when I found that out, I was totally stunned. And I said, when we talk about migration and reparations, it's transnational. It's the entire country, and so he came here and did all that work based off of the work that my ancestors did.
Wow.
It's crazy, right?
I mean, and that's a great story because it really illustrates how that work could be impacting, from Georgia all the way to the UC system, first and fourth president. So that means, even the founding of the UC system is to some extent just based on that one story on the work of enslaved persons.
Absolutely.
And it also confirms everything that California and Los Angeles reparations task force found, which is that a lot of the people mining gold were enslaved persons. A lot of, although California wasn't a so-called slave state, a lot of folks brought their so-called property with them, and those people, which were property, were mining the gold.
And those people who came out here with spending money that they got off the backs and the profits of labor they did not do. Yeah. So that was the first part of the trip.
I mean, did you guys lay a wreath? Did you preach a service?
So we spent some time in the land. So they tried to make a botanical garden many years ago. That was not happening. People wasn't down for that. But the house, the slave master house, is no longer there. Just the bricks. But what is there are slave houses. So we spent some time praying and holding space. As my father said when we got out there, he said, the blood cries out from earth. It's spooky here.
Yeah.
And so let's just take a moment, because we don't know where they're buried. We don't know what's going on out here, but let's hold that space. So that's what we did as a family, and there's about 300 of us. Of our family members. So we, going back.
That's powerful, though.
Yeah.
You're coming back, and you're not just crawling back. You're coming back, and you're thriving.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But it's interesting that you say it's spooky here, because even going back to the slave dungeons, I didn't want to go downstairs again.
Yeah.
I already saw that. That's a crime scene.
Yeah.
I'll stay up here. I'll pray. I'll talk to the people on the radio, whatever. I don't need to keep going to the scene of the crime.
No. Like we were... there's a slave house, and my sister and my dad go, you might want to go in, and we go, no, we good.
Yeah.
We don't want to go in there. We will just pray on the outside and see what's going on. So we did that, and then that was a very powerful, emotional moment, and helped change perspective. And then after that, I had to go to Memphis for a conference, and so spent some time retracing. We just passed the 1-year anniversary of a friend to Los Angeles, a mentor and spiritual dad to me, Reverend Lawson's passing.
Yeah.
And so I went and just traced some of his steps after that trip to the plantation.
Rest in peace, Reverend Lawson.
Yeah, so that's what I've been. But those are two moments: slavery, civil rights, and now where we are today. And to think about the President of the United States and the DOJ trying to take out the 14th Amendment, which is for them naturalization, citizenship. And for me, it's the reason why black people got citizenship in this country in the first place. You just realize that the evil doesn't die if you don't it morphs and transforms. And the question is, how is our resistance? How is our faith? How is our perseverance transforming in this moment as well?
It's well said. I think that they're trying to trick a lot of black people, and some are being tricked into thinking that repealing the 14th Amendment or modifying it will not impact us. It will only impact Latinos or so-called foreigners.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Why do you say that?
We've heard in statements, we have it in writing, we see it on the news. Their main goal is to make America, quote unquote, great again. Great for them is synonymous with white power. Great for them is synonymous with a time when black folks stayed in their place, did not have all the rights that they were supposed to have. Oh, you're thriving, but you're separate from us. And so what this does is it opens up a door. What if we see what's happening in Los Angeles, and if we take that as, for lack of better words, we're a petri dish. Sorry, that sounds degrading, but it's kind of what they're doing. They're practicing out their science on us. And right now they are kidnapping people without due process. So if due process no longer holds, and they have carte blanche to be racist, then if you don't have the 14th Amendment, then you're losing the protection. So if they want to take out anyone from the islands, they want to take out a black person who maybe instead of putting you in jail and giving you a plea deal, they ship you off to some other state, do whatever. They can now do it because they are coming for, they don't think you should be here. I mean, Trump was just in Liberia, and he said to the president of Liberia, oh, you have good English. Fool, Liberia was because black people escaped America and went there. Of course, some of them speak English. It's the main language. So you have people who are so sick in their own hate for themselves and of the other. There is no limit for when they will stop. That's like saying, the Nazis were only coming for the Jews. When we know that's not true. They came for gypsies, they came for blacks, they came for LGBT, they came for disability, they came for everyone, right? So right now, they're coming for Latinos. But we are all on the agenda.
It's time for news, traffic, and sports, and it's time for you to call if you want to. 800-920-1580. Sorry, little horse. Yes, I was outside last night having fun. More on that later. KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Border officials visit a wounded agent shot in Manhattan. Black New York City Mayor Eric Adams says the goal is to get dangerous people off the streets.
Migrant and asylum seekers who are bringing violence and really tarnish the reputation of those who come to this country to pursue the American dream.
DHS says suspect Miguel Francisco Mora Nunez in the U.S. illegally opened fire during a botched robbery. The officer returned fire. Nunez was later arrested at a Bronx hospital. A judge ordered Tennessee to disable Byron Black's defibrillator before his August 5th execution to prevent painful shocks. Black was convicted of a 1988 triple murder. And Disney has revealed Tiana's joyful celebration at the Essence Festival. It'll be a traveling exhibit launching in 2026 with the Children's Museum of Indianapolis. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Compassion sponsorship means food, healthcare, education, and more for a child in poverty. And there are thousands of kids who've been waiting over a year. End their wait. Sponsor a child with compassion today. Text the word radio to 83393.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Dodgers are off to a very bad start in the second half of the season. They were swept at home by Milwaukee. The Dodgers lost 6-5 on Sunday. Mookie Betts had a chance to change the outcome in the bottom of the ninth. Betts came up with the bases loaded and 2 outs, but flied out to center field to end the game. The Dodgers are 2-8 in their last 10 games. The Angels got an 8-2 win at Philadelphia. Angels left fielder Taylor Ward had 4 RBIs. The Angels are in New York City today to start a 3-game series against the Mets. President Trump is threatening to withhold federal funding for a proposed new stadium for the NFL Washington Commanders. Trump wants the franchise to go back to its original nickname, the Redskins. Washington majority owner Josh Harris said he has no plans to do that. The Washington franchise replaced Redskins with Commanders in 2020. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
All I need is one mic.
With the KBLA Talk 1580 guest editorial, I'm Martin Gordon, chair of the Pasadena Community Coalition. Recently, I listened to a Tavis Smiley show conversation with James Farr. At one point, James said something that caught me off guard. Not because it wasn't true, but because it is. Black Altadena is gone. I know it may seem stupid and non-productive, but I stopped in that moment listening to Tavis and James. I broke down and cried. In the back of my mind, I told myself we can bring it back like it was. But James Farr's reality check hit me like a ton of bricks. My community is being murdered. I said murdered, not by the Altadena Eaton Canyon fire, but by the people we elect to protect us, and by greedy and gatekeeping nonprofits who cannot see the forest for the trees. For the first time since the fire, I truly feel and understand my wife's inconsolable pain. Because I'm struggling to find a path to recovery and at least some form of normalcy. My community is crumbling right in front of my face. Lack of funding to rebuild is slowly destroying us. Many of us can no longer hold out, and developers are gobbling up our property. When I hear voices like Tavis Smiley and James Farr speak truth to power on KBLA Talk 1580, it reminds me that we're not crazy, just unheard. Make no mistake here, KBLA delegation, this is war, and we the people of Black Altadena are losing. It's like waiting for reparation. Not gonna happen, brother. In this new orange man world, no one, no entity is persuaded by right or wrong. There is no consequence for doing the wrong thing, and no accolades or support for doing the right thing. Will war-torn Black Altadena survive? Your guess is as good as mine. But what have I got to lose? I'm in my 70s and don't have time to wait. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. once suggested that riots break out when people have no hope. But there's nothing left to burn down in Altadena. I wish I could say I remain hopeful that my beloved community will rise again like a phoenix from the ashes. I wish I could. With a KBLA Talk 1580 guest editorial, I'm Martin Gordon, chair of the Pasadena Community Coalition. Pasadena Community Coalition at gmail.com. Reach out to me. As always, we welcome your feedback.
Attorney advertising. Prior results do not guarantee future outcomes.
Founded in Los Angeles in 1986, litigation powerhouse Quinn Emanuel has deep roots in the Los Angeles community. Since 2007, we have litigated some of the largest fires on the West Coast. We are proud to be the only AmLaw 100 firm in the country to represent wildfire victims, giving affected individuals, families, and businesses the same focus and individualized attention we devote to our Fortune 500 clients. BTI Consulting has repeatedly recognized Quinn Emanuel as among the 4 law firms in-house counsel least like to oppose in any litigation, and we are often deemed the most feared. And after securing over $80 billion for our clients in various matters firm-wide, we understand why. If you have been affected by the recent wildfires in Altadena and the Palisades and would like to discuss your situation further, please contact wildfire support at QuinnEmanuel.com or call us at 213-443-3050. Quinn Emanuel is proud to sponsor Conversation Live Altadena Rising with James Farr on KBLA Talk 1580.
Attorney advertising. Prior results do not guarantee future outcomes.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
So Pastor Edward Anderson is here. A bunch of things, of course, I want to ask you about. Did you see this driver plowing into people going to a club in Hollywood? This guy's Fernando Ramirez. Turns out he apparently was convicted of a hate crime in Orange County in the past. He went into a Whole Foods market and sucker punched a black employee and then told people on tape that he hated all black people. But then that was overturned by an appeals court. That's what the LA Times is reporting. He injured 30 people, and some of them are critically injured. Mm-hmm. And then the crowd beat him up. and somebody shot him.
Oh, because I heard he was shot. I didn't know if he was shot before he hit people or after.
Well, they said, at first they said they didn't know. Now they're saying afterwards. And they're looking for the person who shot him.
Well, they ain't going to find that person. But, yeah, a hate crime. That reminds me of, what's that place in Virginia? It's wild.
That is wild. Apparently, the suspect is also a Latino man wearing a blue Dodgers jacket. Well, there's a description that won't help you find anyone in LA.
Oh, no.
A Latino man wearing Dodger blue.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We'll get right on that.
Right.
The guy survived. But that, it's so crazy. Even that, you got anti-blackness at the core of that, because the guy gets kicked out of a club. And also the fact that it was dismissed, meaning you're all obviously not taking hate crimes against black people seriously enough.
At all. We got to do, we see anti-Semitism on the rise and anti-blackness on the rise. So, especially in this climate, we got to be vigilant. And I know the Southern Poverty Law Center is doing the research on that work, but shout out to Capri who's doing this work for the city of Los Angeles and trying to make sure that Los Angeles is actually for everyone. And there's reporting. If you see a hate crime, report it, please, because we got to make sure that we are being vigilant this time.
Yeah, you can report it to LA City, to the LA Civil Rights Department. You can report it to the commission, the city commission, the county commission. And you could go to the police, unless they're the ones perpetuating it.
Well, yeah, police is the last to go to. But those commissions, they can actually do something about that.
Yeah, that's crazy. Anyway, so Measure J, I know, you were one of the people that was pushing and working to get that thing passed. It was huge, big deal, important big deal for LA County, right?
Yeah, it was a big lift. Many years in the making. I had the honor to serve on the coordinating committee that was chaired by Isaac Eunices. Let me be Assemblyman Isaac Bryan and Councilwoman Eunices. Right. Put respect to their name. For the last couple of years after we got it passed, we had won in the California Supreme Court to declare that Measure J is the law of the land. This is the 10% ballot measure that we are not funding incarceration. We're funding care in our communities. We're not building a jail. The Supreme Court said Measure J is here to stay. We beat the sheriff. We beat all of the challengers. And we were excited about that. That was just maybe 18 months ago that we won that Supreme Court decision. And then to come to find out that not just the Board of Supervisors, but the county council did not actually amend the charter. Now, the whole point of us voting was to make this a charter amendment so that in perpetuity, we would know that we had won reparations. We had won freedom. We had won care for our people. And against political wins that some people didn't want it won, and the law said it was there. They didn't amend the charter, which meant that Measure G, when it passed, by a clerical error, by an omission, by a oops, I didn't dot my T's and cross my I's. I didn't dot my I's and cross my T's. You did not change the charter amendment, so you invalidate the previous will of the voters.
Yeah, and I know you're very kind. You're saying county council. Those are the lawyers for LA County. They're supposed to catch stuff like that. But I'm sorry. There were two supervisors that put forth Measure J. That would be Janice Hahn and Lindsay Horvath. Yeah. Holly Mitchell, Hilda Solis, and others said, we need more time. Let's look at this. Let's make sure it's not having any unintended consequences. This is the biggest unintended consequence you could think of. If this stands, it's undoing literally generations of work. And it's already helping so many people right now in LA County.
We have the data that shows that the last 4 years that we've had Measure J, which was Care First, care first, care and community first, that we have seen so many mid-sized nonprofits that are here doing the work. They are doing the work of making sure that young people are now getting workforce development or mental health ability. They're doing the work of making sure that folks that were homeless, transitional age youth are getting the housing that they need. They're doing the work to make sure that mothers who experience domestic violence no longer have to live in fear. They're doing the work of making sure that our small businesses are now having connections to people who have technological experiences. They're doing that work, and they've been wanting to do that work at scale, and now they're getting finally their shot. And they're getting their shot in unincorporated Los Angeles areas. They're getting their shot in historically disadvantaged, meaning not giving the resources that they need to thrive and to be well areas. And because we rushed this through and we sat at the table, and I was there, also in the room.
Always in the room.
When Measure G was first proposed, and we said, hold up. You didn't talk to community? Have y'all did the county? Have y'all gone through the budget? It's going to cost us more money. Have you done all that? And it was like, well, the polling numbers said that if we're going to pass it, now is the time. It's been like 30 days. Hold up. No one knows exactly what this is going to do. And literally, it was kind of pushed through, highlighting the sizzle reel of here's what the changes are going to be. Oh, there's one big change, and this is the big change. We're going to elect the CEO, and that's what messed us all up. Can we just be honest about it? If you want to, be honest about it, the electing a CEO, because the CEO is the one who's over the budget.
Right.
And so so Measure J directly dealt with the budget. And so if you're going to have an elected CEO who is now going to be over the budget, they can figure out how do you write up the rules or the rules of the road for that elected CEO. And if Measure J is not there, it could be.
And that's 10% of these unrestricted funds that is going to things other than jails and cops.
Yeah.
And the voters voted for that. Now they're talking about putting it back on the ballot, which really ticks me off.
Yeah.
Because this is a different time. Everybody's in this fear mentality where they elected Nathan Hochman, where they passed, Measure 36. And people don't even understand all of the good things that money is doing.
Absolutely.
For you, for me, for all of us. You don't realize because you're not in the weeds with the LA County budget. The fact that county council, putting air quotes around that, along with two supervisors who think they know better than everybody else, may have jeopardized hundreds of millions of dollars that were helping people get the things that aren't cops and jails. It just makes my head hurt. And I can't believe there's been so little accountability. I mean, they did pass a measure, but what is that measure? What is that motion? They passed a motion, not a measure. What does that motion really do?
I mean, it's not the fix. They're trying to basically study to figure out how to fix their own error.
Right. So it's not a fix. It's a let's figure out how to fix.
Yeah.
Motion.
And my thing is Measure J passed with overwhelming support.
Right.
We worked hard. We worked hard in a pandemic to make that pass. If anything has to go back to the ballot, put Measure G back.
Put Measure G back on the
Take
doggone
the part
ballot.
of Measure G that invalidates Measure J and put that up to the people to vote for.
Yeah, I think that makes more sense. I mean, not only did the people pass it, it passed muster through the courts. Mm-hmm. So why should we have to vote on it again? We already talked about that. I think you're right. Or else come up with another fix. You got to do better.
Yeah.
This ain't it.
This is not it.
Love to hear from you. 800-920-1580. We got to save Measure J. That's at this point a bedrock of progressive change in this county.
Protect our win.
Yeah. Protect our win. Absolutely. 800-920-1580 if you want to weigh in. Pastor Edward Anderson and me, Dominique DiPrima, we're here on KBLA Talk 1580.
The station you turn to when you've had it up to here with cultural incompetence. KBLA Talk 1580.
During this time, it's important for everyone to know your rights. The 4th, 5th, and 6th Amendments in the U.S. Constitution protects every one of us, regardless of immigration status. The 4th Amendment requires a judicial warrant to search your home. The 5th protects your right to remain silent, and the 6th gives you the right to an attorney. Just remember,
No warrant, no key.
My privacy.
You don't have to speak. No lawyer inside.
Don't say a thing.
Yeah, we all got rights.
Hey, we all got rights.
Hello, this is Dr. Rosa Milligan, self-appointed mayor of South Central LA. Attention business owners, protect your family now. Your business should never bankrupt your family. Form an LLC now. Register for my Zoom seminar at mytechacademy.net or call 213-878-4742.
In today's sue-happy society, one lawsuit could wipe out your home, money, investments, even the inheritance meant for your grandchildren. But there's good news. An LLC protects your personal assets and your legacy. It's the shield every smart business owner needs. Register now for Dr. Rosie's powerful seminar at mytechacademy.net or call directly at 213-878-4742.
As an experienced business consultant, I will help you set it up right the first time. Visit mytechacademy.net. Call me 213-878-4742. Protect your family. Secure your legacy. Form your LLC today.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 is committed to self-care and community well-being. Walk Good LA was formed in June 2020, inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement and the beginning stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. What began as a few minutes of breath work and yoga meditation before protests against police brutality turned into a safe space for the community to heal in hard times. The immensely positive response from the community transformed the momentum into a movement. Today, Walk Good LA is a Black and Brown-led community wellness organization based in Los Angeles. They provide spaces for healing through community yoga classes, guided meditations, hikes, run clubs, and other activations throughout Los Angeles that attract hundreds of members weekly. With the help of Propel and Michael B. Jordan, they now have a yoga and wellness studio in Los Angeles called the Walk Good Yard. To join their mailing list and connect with healing spaces, please visit walkgoodla.org. That's walkgoodla.org. Or find them on Instagram at walkgoodla. This is a community call to action, a community call to healing from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where everybody is somebody and nobody is a stranger. You belong here.
Pastor Eddie Anderson is here. So I guess the thing to do with the Measure G, Measure J situation is track the county board of supervisors meetings and keep putting pressure, particularly on the two supervisors, the two queens who decided to mess things up.
Hold them accountable. And then I would also say Measure G, their commission is meeting. And so know who your commissioner is, or Measure G, and demand of them that they hold Measure J in place, and that they think about solutions to how we uphold Measure J and still have ethics reform and a revised charter for the county.
You have a lot going on at your church besides praise. You can go at 10:45 on Sunday. Exactly. He said out by 12:15 the latest.
Absolutely.
But you also have Freedom School going on now for young
Freedom
people.
School going on, and I'm excited that this year for Freedom School we said you can come late. It's over the second week of August, but if you're still at home with your kids and you're looking at them every day and saying, these kids, I wish I had something to do with these kids, and they're between kindergarten and 6th grade, bring them on over to the church. Okay, bring them over to the church. Let's sign them up. It's an all-day program from 8 to 3 every day. They will read great books, and then every week they get a science enrichment program. They get a golfing program, black golfers come and teach people how to golf.
Nice.
And there's a gardening program and a free field trip every single Friday. Come on.
That's amazing.
If you are tired of looking at those kids at the house and you say, I need something for these kids to do, come bring them by, and I guarantee you their reading level will increase at least by 2.
That's amazing. And you know what? If I could time travel, I would bring my child, because a free program from 8 to 3 during the summer where they're in a progressive environment, safe environment, reading, increasing their reading level, and
we get
going on field trips.
And we feed them. And we do it.
Oh, and they get snacks?
And we do it by supporting local community. So over here off Lamert, we are Cooking with Gabby's. We hire them to feed the kids every day. So listen, we make it a community thing.
Oh, so the kids are eating good.
They eat good.
Cooking with Gabby's kind of good.
I know. I've been writing them checks. They're good. It's good food. So we have that going on, and then we said we can't leave out our teenagers, and so our parent engagement coordinator, Miss Sims, who from the Sims Library, is going to do a one week end of July, 1 week pro life skills program, Freedom Schools for teenagers.
Oh, nice. A week of life skills to get them ready to go back to school.
Get them back to school. So if you have a teenager under the age of 18, reach out to us and let us know. Hit us up at partnershipforgrowthla.org, and you can send us a message to our email there, and we can get you the info that you need to bring your teenager as well.
Yeah, well, I think the life skills programs are really underrated. I did one with my then teenage bonus daughter. We did Jim Brown's American curriculum together, and it was really helpful. It helped me in a corporate environment, and it helped her in a high school environment. That was many years ago, but and I believe we were the only ones not on probation and parole in our group. But it was just as helpful for us as for the system impacted people.
Absolutely. I mean, we know it makes a difference. I mean, we do our workforce development program with life skills as well. And the biggest thing folks are saying, like, oh, look, now I know how to do stress management. Now I know how to do banking. I understand how credit works. I understand how to prepare for an interview, but also just understand basic communication skills. Like, that's so lacking. And I think, as we move further and further into a technological age, the ability to communicate your ideas and make the implicit explicit will be an art.
Yeah.
Folks do not know how to pick up the phone and communicate what they need.
Well, yeah, and we assume that people are being taught how to get a job, how to apply to a job, how to talk to people, how to manage our emotions on a job. But they don't teach you that in high school nor junior high school, and not everyone's parents are equipped to teach that. Maybe they didn't learn it themselves.
Or time management. How to
I'm still working on that. Maybe I need to come to that life skills class, Pastor Edward. Maybe it's really for me, because that's time management.
It's a lifelong journey.
Yes, it is. So they should go to partnershipforgrowthla.org and sign.
Reach out to us.
Sign up
we'll get you what you need.
Their child. Sometimes too, you can tell. I told my child things over and over again, but when they hear it from someone else, it lands differently.
Absolutely.
So some of those life skills you may think you taught, or you may think they're not teachable, but when someone else says it, lo and behold,
it sticks.
It sticks. Someone listened. Okay, there's so many things I wanted to talk to you about. Time flies when you're on the radio. We're looking at big cuts to our local county hospital system because of what's coming down from this Trump administration. I think we're barely starting to feel the impacts with the big, terrible bill. $750 million getting taken away from the LA County Department of Health Services. How are we going to stand in the gap? Can we stand in the gap? What do we do?
And the hope and our biggest thing is that we need to figure out, can the state help us, one? But then we have to, write, like I said earlier in our talk, write your letters to the folks to let them know, like, listen, this is life and death. This is policy death. This is death by policy, right? Taking medicine from seniors who need it, taking Medicare and Medicaid from mothers who are trying to have children or take care of their children, taking health care away from folks and cutting the kind of services that affects your nurses, that affects your doctors, that affects your emergency services. And what it was highlighting on the Senate and House floor was rural areas, but it's also urban areas. So think about MLK Hospital and what we had to do to make sure that happened. Think about the Harbor Hospital and how we need a Trauma One Center in Los Angeles. That gets affected, right? And that money goes from the federal government to the state and then to the county. Well, the federal government says, nah, we're not giving you that money this time. The state has to figure out, do we have reserves to pay for that? The state doesn't have that, then the county has to figure out what to do. And usually the worst case scenario is you just don't have services at all, or they have to figure out a way to tax us to make that difference. And so we got to stand up for your grandma, stand up for your mom, stand up for your cousins, stand up for your children.
I mean, the head of the public health department is saying we're not going to survive. We can't survive this big a cut. Yeah. $200 million for next year. That's the head of the health services. That's worrisome. Yeah. So it means we have to find a way to fill some of that gap.
Absolutely. And with the county not being able to do that, that also affects then how the county is able to help your local community clinic.
$45 million that we were supposed to use to stop measles and bird flu.
Yeah. And think RFK for that.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. So we got a minute here. Pastor Edward Anderson of McCarthy Memorial Church, what would you like to leave us with this morning?
We are stronger together. Can I give a plug for the WNBA?
Absolutely.
Because I was very inspired by this. I'm wearing this shirt. I was watching the WNBA, and I think they were showing us how to resist in this moment. They had on these shirts at the All-Star game that said, "Pay us what you owe us." And I feel like that mood, that vibe is what all of us are in right now. We want everyone, we are worth our dignity. We are worth our health care. Yes. We are worth our freedom and liberation. We are worth our education and not having it whitewashed in history. So like the WNBA player said, we need to tell our government, tell our friends, pay us what you owe us, and stand together in solidarity. And what I loved about what I saw of the WNBA was they are competitors, but they understood the main thing is the main thing. And we can figure out how to do Operation Unity for the main thing. And that's, I think, that a charge for all of us in this moment is to figure out how to do that Operation Unity to make sure that we can make sure that we still have a democracy and society that we can pass on. Like I said at the beginning, God did not give you the spirit of fear, but of love and of power and of a sound mind. And so be blessed today and walk in your power and in your love and be nice to somebody today.
Yes. Pastor Edward Anderson, thank you so much, and thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
Time for news, traffic, and sports. Then our Mindful Monday. Yeah, we're off to a great start. KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Border officials visit a wounded agent shot in Manhattan. Black New York City Mayor Eric Adams says the goal is to get dangerous people off the streets.
Migrant and asylum seekers who are bringing violence and really tarnish the reputation of those who come to this country to pursue the American dream.
DHS says suspect Miguel Francisco Mora Nunez in the U.S. illegally opened fire during a botched robbery. The officer returned fire. Nunez was later arrested at a Bronx hospital. A judge ordered Tennessee to disable Byron Black's defibrillator before his August 5th execution to prevent painful shocks. Black was convicted of a 1988 triple murder. And Disney has revealed Tiana's joyful